looking at this here is the bigger end. So I think I'm going to use that. And any kind of knots or branches or anything else I've got to take off of this. Can't have anything that will catch my line. Now that I've got that stripped the bark, I'm going to trim this off in the end just a little bit. That should allow that just to stream right off really nice now. Just make sure it's nice and smooth. And that should do. Now, I'll just kind of work on this back side. It doesn't matter what this looks like. I'll just take off this old bark. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a notch into this just to put my fishing line. So all I'm going to do is just do this here all the way around, just so I can tie my fishing line in it, so when it hits the end of my fishing line it doesn't come out. So I've got a ring all the way around there. My next step is to get my fishing line out again. Now this fishing line, what I want, since this is a caster, I'm going to go with 5 arm lengths. That should be around 30 feet. I'm just going to set that down and go my 5. Actually, no, I'm not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a knot into this first. One little overhand knot. Because, and then what I'm going to do is make a Canadian jam knot again. I'm going to put this right on the caster, so I can just strip it off and wind it on, instead of having to take a great big ball of line and trying to do that. So I'm putting it right in this groove and tightening it up. There, now I can take it off and just wind that part on. So I've got that wrapped around and I have 2 sinkers on there. How far this is going to cast depends also how much weight you have on this. This is not a lot of weight. But like I said, I cannot put a hook on this or a lure because the lakes are not open yet. So we're going to go and try to cast this, and it's very windy out there as well. So I'm not sure how that's going to act for my casting, as well as you might not be able to hear me. You can see how windy it is out there. Try another cast. I went out a good 25 feet right there. just reel it back in. That's working great. That's awesome. Give one more cast. All I have is just hooked around like this, my finger holding the line. Almost right out to the end of the line. So I'm getting a good 25 feet just the way I'm casting right here. This is working great. So I think this here is a very good casting piece of gear that you can make out here in the bush. Pretty simple. My finger on line again here. Oh yeah, all the way out to the end. So I'm getting 30-foot casts there. That should get you out to some fish. Right out to the end. So in conclusion, this here will make a very good caster for an emergency or a survival situation. Easy to make. Cut yourself a stick. You know, a chunk of stick. You can make it whatever diameter you want. The bigger diameter, the faster you're going to be able to reel it. So that will be very useful in many situations. And then you have the long pole that also is very useful in many types of fishing. So there's two right there ways of making your own fishing rod and casting gear if you need it for emergency or survival.